commitment is to the people. When I took an oath, it was to the people of the United States. That's where my loyalty, my allegiance lies. And ultimately, lest we forget that it is government's job to serve the people, not the other way around. And so I think when I look at this topic and I compare it to other things, so for example, it's no secret that countries have nuclear weapons. What is a secret is how those nuclear weapons work. Well, the fact that there are these UAPs in our controlled airspace shouldn't be a secret. It's the same approach, same logic. How can you say the fact that something exists is secret? No, that's not secret. What's secret is sources and methods. What secrets are the applications and the methodologies behind that. I get that, and that's what we should protect. But for humanity to be not only not told the truth, but worse, that there's an active campaign to suppress even the conversation, to me is very dangerous. That to me reminds me of the days of propaganda, and where governments forget that what their job is to do is to represent the people. When governments no longer have the best interest of the people, those governments are on limited time. And I don't ever want that to be the case with my government. And I want our people to have faith and confidence in our government, because most of the people in our government are good people. They're doing their jobs, they're patriots, they want to help, they want to do the right thing. Unfortunately, there are certain small pockets, small elements in the government that don't see things that way. And so my argument, my issue is really with them. It's not with the government, and it's certainly not with the people. It's the mindset of some people feeling that they should be able to control a narrative because the world or people aren't ready to have that conversation. Well, that's not their decision to make. That's our decision to make as a people. And to me, that subverts, it perverts the very institutions that we have established to reflect our interests and benefit us. And so that's where my issue lies. And yes, it has been a very, very difficult, as you say, transition for me. You know, I'm a creature of the shadows. I don't like the spotlight. People are when they meet me for real, they're very surprised to know that I'm an introvert. I don't seek the attention. And unfortunately, I find myself in the very situation where that's the only way I can really help this effort, this endeavor. It's not comfortable for me. I definitely don't seek it out. That's just a reason why I live in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. Right. That's just not the way I am. But you know, until the government decides to put somebody else and say, okay, this is now the guy who's going to take this seriously, which, by the way, they're starting to do. You know, I find myself in a situation where I really don't have a choice. And it's important that we have dialogue, because ultimately it's going to be people that are much smarter than me, much smarter than us, to figure this out. You know, my job was, you know, maybe putting a crack in the dam and letting some of that water flow, so people know, oh, there's water behind that big concrete wall that we've been living behind. But it's not me who's going to break the dam. It's honestly, Byron, it's folks like you and Rocky, because you're reaching an audience, a certain demographic that wants to know the truth. And look, there's a lot of people out there that don't. There are a lot of people that rather take the blue pill and you know, live life with fantasy football and reality TV shows and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's another segment of society that is you know, they have these intellectual pursuits to know the truth. And I don't think we can suppress the truth any longer. I think it's becoming an increased liability for us by keeping a cork on this topic, because the evidence is overwhelming, and at some point it's going to work against the government's interest. At some point we're at critical mass. Everybody knows it's real, and for some reason the government is still keeping it secret. Well, then it becomes that shield that you're using to protect yourself or the government with now becomes a sword, and is now, you know, it's cutting you,
right?
Because you've held on to the secret too long, and now people don't trust you.